But the band sounded great. I was sitting right next to the band.
Did you see what happened to that Tempe?
Of the MUSD Governing Board to order. Roll call. Jim Irving. Here. Leslie Carlisle Burnett. Patty Coutre.
Present.
Tori Anderson.
Present.
And Scott Barton is here. Mr. Dave Joseph will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Call to the public. Does anyone like to address the board? Please. As a reminder, the members of the board may not discuss items that are not specifically identified on the agenda. Therefore, pursuant to ARS 38-431.01H, action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter, responding to any criticism, or scheduling the matter for a future agenda. The board requests that all comments be limited to 3 minutes or less, and that the public refrain from the use of speech or language that is offensive or inappropriate pursuant to board policy KFA. Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Dave Joseph. My address is 11109 North Pushridge Vistas Drive down in Oro Valley, Arizona. And I'm a candidate for the State House in our new legislative district that extends all the way down from Oro Valley up to here in Maricopa. And just want to say one of my prime issues is education and making sure we start investing again in education and growing our investment and focusing on public education as a way to build our economy. And I want to encourage also the citizens of Maricopa to support the override to help bring this district and make it become all it can be. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address the board? Item 3, summary of current events by Superintendent. Dr. Chestnut.
Several things to report on tonight, and I have some slides. So we'll get those slides going here. Hopefully I don't have a 3-minute time limit.
Your time's up.
That's what I needed.
Jack, will you please add an extra minute for Dr. Chestnut?
I can't talk without a slide. I need those audio-visual aids, you know. There's my first slide. Jack, going to start the slideshow. There it is. Okay, Superintendent's Report, September 12, 2012. And first recognition tonight goes to Suzette Moe, and she won the ASBAIT Wellness Coordinator Award from Arizona School Board Association. They coordinate our health benefits, of course, for our employees, and Suzette is our wellness coordinator, and she does a great job at that. I learned that early on when I arrived here, and she earned the award in stepping up participation. We have a lot of employees that participate in our wellness programs. We're very proud of Suzette, and she does a great job on newsletter for the district to encourage them to consider wellness issues. Just today, she sent out the all-staff email talking about the next program that she has in place, which is kind of a fitness kind of thing that encourages employees to healthy behaviors, and it's not really about weight loss, it's just about healthy behaviors and that kind of thing, and it's just a great system that she has going, so this recognition is well-deserved. And then you will also notice that as our food service director, she does a great job there also, which is her main job, and about once a month she's been bringing some samples of food that we're serving in our cafeterias, and we have some great looking stuff here on display, some great looking sandwiches and fresh fruit. So thank you, Suzette, for providing that. But we would like you to come up here for this photo opportunity, because we have this really nice trophy that we're going to award you on behalf of Arizona School Board Association.
Really? Congratulations.
And I do
Suzette.
not have
I know,
a
that's
slide for
great.
the next introduction, but it's a real pleasure to be able to introduce to you our new Director of Exceptional Student Services. Maria Sapelli is here tonight, and Maria comes to us from Casa Grande, and we are very privileged to have her as our new Director of Exceptional Student Services. She started, I believe, on the 27th of August, and so she was not here the first few weeks because she was leaving her former employer, and took a while for that transition to take place. But we are very happy that she's here. She's doing a great job, and I know she's been around to almost every school already, and meeting staff, and kind of learning how we run special education and other programs here in the school district. So Maria, it's great to have you. So welcome to Maricopa Unified School District. Moving on, some others I'm sure may report on this event because it was a great night last night. And last night was the Native American Parent Advisory Committee Back to School event, and it was quite an event. It was in this room, and the walls were pushed back, and the entire room was being used, and there were over 200 people in this room, and probably well over 100 parents and grandparents, a lot of students. And it was a great night. There were dancers, singers, storytelling, food and fun, and great company, as the billing says there on the promotional materials. But it really lived up to that list of activities. It was just a great evening. I know several of you were there, and I enjoyed it. I was very impressed. And it's just so great to have such an active parent advisory committee for our Native American students. And like I mentioned to the parents last night, that is how our students succeed, is when they have the support of mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, in their schoolwork, and that's what is one of the key ingredients to helping our students be successful, is that support from home. So just a great night, just a great cultural event, and a lot of really good music and dance, and it was a great evening. So I really appreciate the group that made that happen. Terry Ponticello from our office, of course, worked with the Parent Advisory Committee, and they have a really strong team on the Parent Advisory Committee, so it was a wonderful evening. This information I got about a week ago, and as you know, students that are college-bound generally take 2 different standardized tests as college entry tests. And one is the SAT, and I do not have SAT summary results yet. They are not out yet. Students have received their individual results, but we do not have the summary results for Maricopa High School. But we do have the ACT score results. And those tests are given in 4 subjects, and it's very nice to be able to see that our Maricopa High School students that took that test scored above the Arizona State average in all 4 subjects. So very, very exciting to see that, and it's a real compliment to those students. Great compliment to those students and their parents and teachers at Maricopa High School, but it also is a cumulative effect. It really starts in kindergarten, and that parental support, that teacher support that starts at that age, and those skills develop over many years. And so we're very proud of those students. About 2 weeks ago, since our last board meeting, I am now a certified evaluator in the Arizona framework for measuring educator effectiveness. And so that was a good 2-day training. Dr. Conley is also certified in that, and as well all of our principals are. As you know, Arizona is moving to a new teacher principal evaluation system. It's required for everybody next year. This year, actually, it is still optional. We're ahead of the curve. We started last year. I think it was our first year. This is now our second year. And so we're still working the bugs out. But it is it's a new way of doing business. It's a higher standard. The main difference is that student achievement growth has to be tied to the evaluation. It has to be a minimum of 30%, and up to 50% of the evaluation is tied to student achievement. That's kind of a new territory, but we're making it work, and it's a good system, and so I'm looking forward to working with that new system. We had a similar system in the state of Washington where I came from. It's all tied to the Race to the Top federal funding. For states to be considered for Race to the Top federal funding, this type of principal teacher evaluation system needs to be in place. So Dr. Conley's done a super job of leading the way on this, and getting people trained, getting the information out there to our staff, and it's a good system, and I think it's going to be better this year as we get more accustomed to this new system. 2 weeks ago, I had a chance to attend the football game in Casa Grande, and got to see the Rams beat Vista Grande quite badly, 21-0. It was a great game, and I enjoyed that. And the main reason I'm going is because I am the supervisor of the athletic director. And he's a district athletic director, and so I've greatly enjoyed working with Corey Nienaber. He's doing a super job. It also happens that he's our varsity football coach, as you know. So then the question comes up, well, who's going to evaluate the varsity football coach? You can't be the athletic director because you can't evaluate yourself. So I said that I would do that. In many years since I've evaluated a football coach or any coach, but I've enjoyed doing that, and I have done that in past part of my career. And I've been very, very impressed with Corey and the excellent program that he has. And he just does a super job not only of teaching our kids how to play football, but a lot of good life lessons too. How to be teammates, how to be committed, how to work hard, good discipline. And I've just been so impressed. And at that was an away game. It was just a great night of high school football. Not just because we won, but we had the band there. And normally bands don't travel, but our band was there, and our band played more than their band. Actually, we had all 15 cheerleaders out there doing a great job. We have a great cheer team, and what a great team that is. And well-disciplined, look sharp, very positive. We had the CTE broadcast journalism van there, and they were broadcasting the game. And so it's an event, great opportunities for our students to excel in a number of ways. We've got student trainers on the sidelines, and it's just a good program. I give a lot of credit to Corey for running a good football program, and it was a great night by all the staff that were involved with those other activities as well. And on that general subject, Corey Nienaber announced that Maricopa Youth Football Night is coming up on a Friday night under the lights on Friday, September 21st, 7 p.m. at the stadium. That's our varsity football game versus Seton Catholic. And who is any Maricopa youth that wears their school shirt, Maricopa youth football player that wears their team jersey, or Maricopa youth football cheerleader that wears their uniform will get into the game for free. Notice free is in all capital letters. The cost for parents is $5. Youth will be asked to come on the field at halftime to be recognized and form the tunnel for the varsity football players. There will be a concession stand, marching band, and opportunities to purchase shirts, hats, and programs. See you there, go Rams. So it's going to be a big event, so we want students to attend and wear those activity jerseys. And this went out as an all-staff email this week, and so that'll be a good event for youth and kids to attend. Just want to remind you about our Governing Board special meeting on October 22nd, 2012 at 6 p.m. It'll be a Governing Board Superintendent work plan for 2012-13 will be our goal by the end of the evening. And this is part of the contract with McPherson & Jacobson Executive Recruitment Firm, and that was the firm that you hired for the superintendent search. And I thought it was a great firm because I thought they selected just some great candidates. Anyway, part of their contract, part of the original contract was that they come back and they do one final workshop where you do some goal setting and a work plan for the year. It's a package deal. It was part of the original contract, and so we want to take advantage of that. The person that's coming is Dr. Tom Jacobson, obviously one of the partners in the firm and highly respected former superintendent, so looking forward to that. So make sure you get that on your calendars. And I think that's it, so thank you.
Thank you. Board member activity reports?
I vote for the board.
Ms. Anderson?
I haven't seen you guys come on, it seems like forever. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, so bear with me. I did have the pleasure of attending the Arizona School Board Association Law Conference with Dr. Grande and Dr. Chestnut, and I realized the more I learn, the more I don't know. It was very interesting, and there were 3 hot topics that continue to be a hot topic. One is the freedom of speech and social media. The other one is there are some legislative bills, there's some propositions that are going to affect education, which is 117, 118, and 204, so take a look at those. And then the next big item was the teacher evaluation and making sure our policies are adjusted for that, and we're addressing that later in the agenda. So that was a busy couple of days. And then I did attend the Native American activity last night, and boy, it was amazing. And It was the best turnout that we've had in probably 10 years, and I was so impressed with the group that organized it. And the parents that were that helped Terry were Limon Begay, Yolanda Miranda, and Rachel Peters. And then the Ameren Club, which is the Native American youth club in the high school, which they used to be one of our largest clubs at the school. They're starting to grow their numbers again, but they did an amazing job of helping plan that night. And I think that, Aiden Balt, who is their sponsor, did an amazing job. I'm very impressed with the parents we've got and the students we've got. So besides all the other stuff, that was my highlights. So thank you.
I just have, I was able to attend the first home game for the Maricopa Rams, and I actually caught a t-shirt, so now I have the proper attire for the next home game.
Well, my son attends Vista Grande and in Casa Grande, and I was very excited when Maricopa High School beat Vista Grande. That was so cool. My son couldn't believe I was so excited about that. But go Rams! I'm still really proud of my school. I did not attend the Native American, I know. I was working, please let that be the record. I was at a Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for the Auctioneering community. That's what I do for my day job. But I do sit on the Education Committee along with Rachel Peters, Yolanda Miranda, Sheila Pablo Bandine, and Miss Delia Carlisle. She's our council member for the Auctioneering Committee. And we're working with Maricopa Unified School District quite a bit. I know the council's met with Dr. Conley and Dr. Chestnut, and we are trying to coordinate efforts as well as just with the committee itself and just within the community to crack down on our students as far as athletics go, as far as like if their grade point average isn't up to a par, they can't play sports, different types of policies are being implemented internally within the community, and that's what I've been doing for the last couple of weeks along with everything else, and I just wanted to share that with everyone.
I attended the Safe Streets Committee. Yeah.
Safe routes to school.
Safe routes to school. Anyway, we met Monday with the city, and it was just really interesting to learn that they're working on routes to keep our kids safe coming to school and bicycling. There are 3 target schools: Santa Rosa, Maricopa Elementary, and Butterfield. And I was pleased to hear that they, we can get handouts for our crossing guards because we're trying to recruit parents to do that. So it was really good to see the district and the city work together on that, all for the benefit of the kids. I also attended, last night was an outstanding event. I really had the pleasure of, on Tuesday, going to Maricopa Elementary for their memorial service for 9/11, which was just outstanding. And the chief gave a good talk. It was all exciting. The funniest thing was when they did a salute, 21-gun salute, which scared the kids half to death, but we explained it to them that it was normal. But it was really good. The teacher who planned it's from New York, so it was really a special thing for her and involvement, to get involved with. And then to follow up on what you said, I think we're going out there, I want to say the 17th, to give a presentation with your parents about our educational correction plan. So I'm really thrilled to talk to them and get them explain it, because one of the things I know talking to some of the parents is that they don't understand the college process, and they don't understand that you can go, community college is right here. So we're excited to go out and share with them the whole steps about getting involved, going to college, their kids can do it, and various things like that. So, and I was just thrilled that, how the community stepping up and saying, if you don't finish school, So I'm just, really pleased about working together with you guys.
Yeah, it's working out great.
It's working out great.
Thank you. Our student representative is not in attendance tonight, so we will fast forward item 6, information items and work study. Dr. Chestnut.
So the monthly financial report for June 2012. Any questions? I'm sure Aaron will be happy to answer them.
No, good job.
Which means we're ready for the
I just want to point out one thing. If you notice, If you notice on your monthly financial report, we always highlight different aspects, and the Maricopa High School football team at the ASU camp is highlighted, so it fits in with tonight's football theme. Thank you.
I noticed.
Item B, presentation of the Arizona Department of Education Teacher and Principal Effectiveness Evaluation Pilot, and Dr. Conley has been working on that, so I'll be glad to turn this portion of the program over to her.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Conley. President Bartle, Vice President Anderson, members of the board, thank you for allowing me just a moment to update you on this pilot program that we have been selected for by the Department of Education. Some background. As you know, as Dr. Chestnut did a nice lead-in to the framework for teacher effectiveness, legislation was passed approximately 2 years ago, making us now ensure that 33 to 50% of a teacher and principal evaluation is based upon student performance data. And so we, as a district, began immediately looking at what does this mean, how are we going to make this work? And so as a district, as you know, we had an evaluation design team made up of a group of very different teachers at different grade levels, different content areas, and we began really piloting and looking at how to include student data into an evaluation and evaluation process. As we were learning, there were also some summits, some conferences that were offered to all school districts that were hosted by state Superintendent Huppenthal and the Department of Education, and so we attended those. In the last summit that was part of the workshop, Dr. Karen Butterfield, who is the Associate Superintendent for Highly Effective Teachers and Principals, it's a big title, offered and wanted school districts to become a pilot with the state, and if we were interested, to have a conversation with her. And so the last number that I had from her were there were over 50 schools that had asked her to be part of this study. And we were one of 4 chosen in the state to be part of this pilot. And so what does this do to our current evaluation? What we have talked about with the state is that we will do it hand in hand. We have our adopted evaluation that goes right along with the legislation of what we need to do by policy, by state law. What ADE is doing is they have worked with McREL, a major educational group of researchers, I guess the best to say, and she's gone to different trainings. Long story short is they now have an evaluation that they need information on how it actually works. So all the people have gotten together, said this should work, let's see if it actually does work. And so we're one of the guinea pigs for the state. The really nice thing about this is that we do get, of course, professional development on teacher and principal effectiveness, but we get to be, everything is confidential, so that was one of the first things that I asked was, are you going to be releasing names? And no, but they will be, collecting our data. But what this does is it really lets us see how effective our tool is versus what, in essence, the state is going to recommend in 2 years. And we work hand in hand with McREL and the state. So all that does is build our partnerships and collaboration of really having the best model available to Maricopa. With that, there was an MOU that we did have to sign that outlined everything that we're required to do as a district and what they are requiring or ask that what they'll be providing as well. And I did send that to you, and you have that for your records. Questions?
Sounds exciting. Only 4 in the state. I mean, I know it's a lot more work, but the training is I think, exciting for
It is. We had a conference call with the 4 schools and then with various people at the state level. And it's really interesting. They have one really from each section of the state, and we're all very different. One is actually a charter school. One's a very small rural school. We're actually the largest district that they've chosen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's great.
Okay, is there a motion to approve our consent agenda?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Computer just died.
Motion carries.
Oh, I know the feeling.
Item 8, discussion and possible approval of personnel schedule, which includes resignations, reclassifications, terminations, non-renewals, new position requests, employment ratifications, stipends, leave of absence, FMLA requests, and other administrative actions. Mr. Beckett.
Tom Beckett, Director of Human Resources. Thank you, President Bartle, members of the Governing Board. You have in front of you our personnel schedule for this evening, and can entertain any questions you have from that list.
I know, this had to happen to me last time since.
I have no questions.
Any questions? Rebecca?
Wow.
Looked at me like I'm the only one that ever has any question.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Beckett.
Thank you.
8B, discussion and possible approval of to submit amendments or changes to the Arizona School Board Association bylaws. Anybody have any changes that they'd like to
I have nothing with
discuss?
that one.
No, made sense to me. So.
Know how to make a.
Motion to approve the amendments to the Arizona School Board Association bylaws.
Second.
Discussion. This was just for us to request amendments.
Yeah, there's none.
There's no
Yeah.
amendments to approve.
They did change, they aligned it with they updated their policies, so it's if we wanted to make an amendment to what their proposal was, if there was something we wanted to change.
Correct.
Because we're going to approve it at the delegate assembly in December.
Can we just move to accept the report?
There's nothing for us to vote on here at this juncture.
Just to accept it as written.
Yeah, that's all I thought she was doing.
Yeah. There's no amendment.
No, but the motion, the way it was listed on the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
The item as listed on the agenda is to submit amendments or changes to the School Board Association bylaws.
Right, so I made a motion to approve,
Not submitting amendments?
to approve the School Board Association bylaws as written.
Okay, there's a motion
How's that?
and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? One abstention. Item C, discussion and possible approval of the first reading of policy GCO, evaluation of professional staff members as recommended by Arizona School Board Association. Dr. Chestnut.
So as has been mentioned earlier this evening, we have been working on our policies and procedures on evaluation of staff, both teachers and principals. Dr. Conley has been taking the lead on this. As you will recall, in May, I believe it was, there was a first reading on an update to our policy so that it was in line with the current principal evaluation system. In July, Arizona School Board Association revised that policy, and we did not have a second reading before that time. I think in the switchover with the new superintendent, I think I may have fallen off their mailing list. We did not receive that updated policy until this week. So the policy that you have in front of you is the updated version from Arizona School Board Association. Because it has been changed slightly from the one that you approved in May on the first reading, we're going to bump it back to another first reading for tonight. But this puts us in line with state requirements to move forward on our new framework for teacher and principal evaluation. And we recommend approval.
Any questions?
One quick question. Is this in line with our, my mind just went blank, sorry.
Our first reading.
No, with the, our evaluation form that we've approved in the fall, with our teacher evaluation form. Okay, all right. That was my only question.
Any other questions or motions?
I move to approve the first reading.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item D, discussion and possible approval of proposed policy HA, meet and confer goals, priority objectives. Dr. Chestnut.
This policy, Tom Beckett has been working on as part of his HR responsibility, so I'll turn it over to him to make some comment.
Thank you, Dr. Chestnut. President Bartle, members of the Governing Board, you have in front of you tonight a very short policy that really will act as a springboard for the district to move forward with some considerations for regulations, procedures to adopt a meet and confer process. One of the things I think we heard clearly from our employees through our engagement survey was the need for more of a voice and an opportunity to speak out. This will be a platform that will allow that to take place. Once again, this is a first reading tonight. Once again, once this is finalized, we'll be able to move forward with some regulations then and hopefully have this implemented by the end of the year.
That'd be great.
Good.
Yeah.
Questions, Mr. Becker?
No, it's short and sweet. I've never seen one that short.
Well, this is just the start, right?
That is correct. Yeah,
Well-
the
next one won't be
regulation
short and
really,
sweet.
I do have one question. How will this affect some of the other policies like we have, like for the process, like for conflicts, and there's that chain that, and the process that they're supposed to be, staff is supposed to be following? Will this affect that in any way, or we have to go back and reevaluate those as well? And
absolutely. There are possibilities. Anytime we address any issues related to benefits, compensation, leave, those things will be, obviously need to be scrutinized. The policies need to be evaluated, and if so, we'll be bringing back first and second readings on those policies then that would be affected.
But I think that'll be helpful to have the input from the staff. So, motion to approve the proposed policy HA first reading.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Beckett.
Thank you.
Is there a meeting to adjourn this
Motion.
record short meeting?
Oh my gosh. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That was
Opposed?
the loudest eye I've had all
Motion
night.
carries. 6:32. Thank you all for being here.
Just nice seeing you guys again.
Well, what happened on a short meeting for you?